Come on up. Okay, hello. How are you? Good. Okay, you may be seated. Why is the mic? Really don't have any a question for you. I just kind of want to explain. Jesus said a lot of things in that gospel reading, didn't he? A lot of things. But one thing that sticks out to me is he said, you will be liable to fiery judgment in Gehenna. What the heck does that mean? What is Gehenna? Well, Gehenna is actually a valley just south of Jerusalem. It's trash. It's where they burn trash and essentially like to go there. So Gehenna, actually they don't burn trash there anymore. I've been there and it's actually quite nice this time of year. But anyway, he's saying if you call your brother a fool or call him names or look badly upon your brother, you're basically saying you're a piece of trash that should go to Gehenna, which is not where we want people to go, right? We don't want to talk to people like that. We don't think anybody's trash, and God didn't make any trash. So the next time we call someone a name, it should only be the name that they were given at their baptism or their name. God, cool. Thank you.
We speak a wisdom to those who are mature, not a wisdom of this age, nor of the rulers of this age who are passing away. Rather, we speak God's wisdom, mysterious and hidden. Do not think that battling with an addiction means just quitting the thing you're addicted to. It's not. It's so much more than that. If it were easy to quit, then it wouldn't be an addiction. It's about complete personal transformation. It's about conversion. It's about facing your fears and resentments head on. And I believe that the mysterious and hidden wisdom of God that St. Paul talks about can be found in many places, particularly in the 12 steps of the Alcoholics Anonymous program. It's not just about quitting. That would lead to saying things like, well, I can do anything I want just as long as I'm not drinking. Well, that's called being a dry drunk. Just quitting is the bare minimum. Step 4 of 12 says, make a searching and fearless moral inventory of oneself. This process is messy and dangerous, but it's very, very good. Part of this step is listing your resentments. Anything, anyone, everything. Then, instead of putting the blame on that person, place, or thing, you focus on what character defect or personality trait within you which brings about that resentment. Then you can root out and kill the resentment. For example, I had this guy in seminary who I resented because he just had to be right about everything, and nothing was good enough for him. The way we prayed, the songs we sang at Mass, our professors' opinions, even the coffee in the dining hall wasn't good enough for him. And I held on to this toxic resentment for years without even knowing it. When I did my step 4, however, I realized that the character defect that was leading to this resentment was indignancy. I was indignant. Why can't he be more like me? Why can't he be as accepting and understanding of other people like I am? When I stopped being resentful about how I think he should be, I had more room to focus on how the Lord wanted me to be. When I stopped being resentful about how I think he should be, I had more room to focus on how the Lord wanted me to be. I realized that my brother's high tastes and his desire for quality was something that I could actually learn from, and I saw his discerning attitude as one of his strengths and not some personal attack against me. You want another one? I had a gym teacher in elementary school. Elementary school, this is years ago. He was gruff, he seemed to always be angry, and of course, always favored the kids who were actually good at sports. And me, being a piano-playing kid with glasses who couldn't even catch a football, became resentful. My character defect in that situation, even though I didn't even know it, was my inflated pride and my lack of self-esteem. The solution is I would bet money that the all-star athletes in that gym class felt the same way that I did when the music teacher picked me to have all the solos and show the kids how to play piano. The solution here is seeing some people are good at some things and other people are good at other things, and that's how God made us, and that's beautiful. Resentments are dangerous, not just for an addict, but for everyone, because they hide and they control and they sneak around in the dark, making you hold on to garbage for years and years. Okay, let's talk about Jesus. We're continuing on our journey through the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew chapter 5. Do not think that Jesus came to abolish the law. He didn't. He came to fulfill it. If it was easy to follow, then it wouldn't be the law. Fulfilling the law is about complete personal transformation. It's about conversion. It's about facing our fears and our resentments head on. And I believe that the mysterious and hidden wisdom of God that St. Paul talks about can be found in the words of Jesus. It's not just about following the law, because that would lead to saying things like, well, I haven't cheated on my spouse, or I haven't killed anybody, so that makes me a good person. Just following the law is the bare minimum. Jesus wants your whole heart. You have heard it said, you shall not kill, and whoever kills will be liable to judgment. But I say to you, whoever is angry with his brother, whoever says to his brother, you fool, will be liable to judgment and fiery Gehenna. Jesus then says, in hyperbole, if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. If your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and throw it away. So what are we supposed to do? Well, we shouldn't do violence to our physical bodies, but we can do violence and wage war on our resentments. So think of a person you have a resentment for. Anyone. First person that comes to your mind. Got him? Now, instead of focusing on the wrong that person probably has done, just clean up your side of the street. What character defect, what insecurity, or what personality trait causes you to bristle and get angry and become resentful? Now, what is the solution? What is a way that you can see that person as God sees them? This isn't very much fun, is it? But do you see how merely not murdering them is not good enough? You are walking around every single day with a resentment that's going to eat you alive. But now, right here in this church, we've brought it out into the light, at least a little bit. And resentments can't stand the light. The light of Christ makes them squirm and shrivel up and die. I think I have kept the law by not drinking alcohol. For me, that's the bare minimum. But Christ has fulfilled the law by going on the warpath against my addiction and my resentments. Fulfillment in the law reaches way past what we do with our hands and what we see with our eyes, which will stay safely attached to our bodies. Thank you very much. Fulfillment of the law plunges right into the depths of our hearts, where we can root out and kill anything that takes up space, burn it in a giant trash pile. That space in our hearts that we've made room for can only be filled by the Lord who fulfills not only the law, but fulfills our desire for peace and for love and for freedom. Amen.